Croeso nôl, welcome back to this FleetEV National League here in Cardiff. Well, we've just had an intense game for Power Sparks versus City Flames, with Power Sparks taking their second win of the league, and I'm joined right now by two of their best players. Girls, how do you feel?
Brilliant. It was about time we turned up and showed how we can play.
Absolutely buzzing with that one.
Really good game.
It's been a long time coming, but we're here now.
Absolutely. Well, I was sitting in the crowd having a little time off, and I was watching the game having the best time. It was absolutely wonderful. So you're going to join me for this game to have a little analyse of this one, see what's going on with this one, have a little catch up, talk about your match.
Yeah, should be a really good game actually between these two. You know, they both played very well last weekend, I thought.
Yeah, looking forward to Heat. We've got them later in the day, so
absolutely.
Get some tactics going.
So our next game of the day will be Coastal Heat versus West Wales Phoenix, battle of the South Westerners. So last year, obviously, Coastal Heat were not a team in this league. They are new this year, but a lot of these players were actually part of the West Wales Phoenix team. So it'll be quite interesting to see if anyone has picked up some hits, tricks on how each other play.
Yeah.
So we are going to go into the starting sevens of these two teams. For Coastal Heat, starting sevens are goal shooter Chloe James, goal attack Chloe Evans, wing attack Emily Edwards, centre court Megan Thomas, wing defence Maddie Newton, goal defence Megan Baker-Rees, and goalkeeper is Sarah Langford. Moving on to West Wales Phoenix's team, in goal shooter is Rachel Griffiths, starting in goal attack is Lauren Evans, Ellie J Jones pulls the wing attack bib on, Hayley Lewis Howell, captain and centre court position. Jessica Thomas will be in the wing defence. Emma Roberts at goal defence, and Josie Sivak will be playing goalkeeper. This fourth game of the day will be umpired, I believe, by Llynos Jones and Kath Murray. Excited, girls, to pick up some tips for this game? For who you playing next? Is it West Wales or Coastal?
We're Heat.
Coastal Heat. We played Phoenix the first week, and that was our first win. But I think they've got some different players now, so it'll be interesting to see how this one goes.
Yeah.
Everyone's bringing out the big guns now for finals weekend.
Finals weekend. Just bring out the big guns. Let's go.
Absolutely. So Coastal Heat in the purple on the left hand of your screen, and West Wales Phoenix will be in the blue. Top A umpire Becky Scott is just making sure that the net is attached to that post. She is one of the best umpires in the country, and nothing gets by her. Making sure that everything is correct. So tell me, what made the difference in that game for you guys? What made you pull it out the bag? Was it your coach? Did they tell something? What was it?
I think it was the fact that everyone came on and did the job that they were asked to do from the coaches. I think last weekend, you know, we didn't put on our best foot forward in any of the games, really. We've obviously got Lizzie back, which is great, from a broken arm. And then we've got two of our club players who have stepped up from our training partners, because we've had a couple of injuries in the squad.
You had an injury at Abervale, didn't you?
Injury at Abervale. And then another one has had surgery since. So now we were two players down.
Well, you're two players down and still pulling wins out the bag.
Exactly.
So,
no, it's brilliant.
It's going well for you guys. It's going well. Okay, so just stepping up to the court for this fourth game of the day. We've had a few spicy games this morning, but West Wales Phoenix will kick things off. Here we go. Here goes West Wales Phoenix then, with Rachel Griffiths,
the long bomb queen.
Lauren Evans, the long bomb queen, and
There
she's
she
got her eye in.
Straight in.
Straight in.
Already got her eye in.
Statement
today.
made.
Absolutely nailed it. Oh, and Megan Baker-Rees there, unfortunate. Just stepped a little bit further ahead of the ball. Emily Edwards couldn't quite give it to her. So will Phoenix capitalise on this? Not quite, but they will get the rebound off the back line. Oh, Maddie Newton just unfortunately offside. A little tip there from Lauren Evans. But two on the board. Your shooters had a wonderful game, didn't they?
Did.
That last one.
Absolutely wonderful game. I think Pippa Whittle coming in as our goal attack, goal shoot. She really opens up that circle nicely and allows anyone who she plays with either to be a holding or a moving shooter with her. So worked really well. And our shooters today were super easy to feed, which just helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, just really held her space. And
Jazz
she just
really
stood up strong
front,
today and did a really
hold.
impressive performance from her.
And you have a lot of versatile players on your team. I feel like everyone kind of moved around a bit. You put your wing defences into wing attacks, backs into goalkeepers. You had your goalkeepers playing goal shooters. It's like, just pick a bib.
Yeah.
Chuck them up, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I think it's a great thing. You just knowing each other's positions and working off it. It's
combinations we've tried in training, and everyone's worked together at some point. So I think that's key.
Absolutely. Well, here against Coastal Heat and Phoenix have taken the lead 3-0. And Coastal Heat haven't even managed to get the ball to their shooters yet, but here goes Chloe Evans.
What a great name.
Over to the next Chloe James. And she has no problems putting that ball in the net. They're on the scoreboard. Lauren Evans coming way out for that ball.
Great patience there, not just to feed that in.
And Phoenix continuing their lead. Coastal Heat having a lot of patience. And that's that second goal for Heat, taking the score to 4-2. Oh, what a rebound from Lauren Evans.
She knew that wasn't in.
It's important to follow your shot skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that was one of our kind of things we wanted to bring on court is every rebound, defensively and attack. Go up for it, I can't shoot for toffee, so I'm not judging any shooter for missing, but if we can get the rebounds, it's a start, isn't it?
And I think it was across court for us, really. Any loose ball, we were on it, and then once you start doing that, they just turn for you, and they're falling for you then. If
absolutely, and it does. It's a confidence build, isn't it? Because you start shooting and shooting, because I'm a shooter, and I know that if I start missing and missing and missing, you just kind of start thinking, well, I can't do it now.
It's a headspace.
It's a headspace. Absolutely is a headspace.
But I think it's a noise on court that we've brought today and a confidence that I think, if someone's shouting at me, it's an intimidation thing as well, isn't it? It's
yeah, absolutely. But I think it does carry through the court as well. And you can see it, like your bench was going crazy for you out there earlier. And you can see it just lifted the whole team up as well. And your passes were better and you were on point and you would take the ball in the air. It was lovely.
Mm-hmm. And turning and looking forward most of the time instead of
looking
kind of
post.
Yeah.
Is that what your coach was asking you to do? Or?
Yeah, I mean, just driving forward for the ball and meeting the ball rather than kind of expecting the ball to meet to you. I think that's really key, especially at this level as well. You can't expect someone not to come for a flyer.
Absolutely, and the defenders that we have seen here in this league absolutely love a fly, especially these two in the circle for Coastal Heat right now, Sarah Langford and Meg Baker-Rees. Sarah Langford, arms for days and can jump for hours.
Definitely good to note for later.
Yeah.
There is Meg Baker-Rees.
Yeah.
That catalyst through the middle of the court. And Chloe James will sink that ball to bring the score to 5-4. One goal in it now.
They're coming back after a slow start.
Really bringing this game back.
Great patience there.
It's something we've seen a lot with a lot of the teams this morning is how every team is really bringing it this weekend and every team has to bring patience, especially we saw it in the first game with Fury and Valley Volcanoes, how Volcanoes were running away with the game and Fury were trying to stop them instead of having their own pace.
Exactly.
So it's nice to see that everyone has patience and moving the ball around because it makes a difference, right?
Yeah, I mean, 4 games in a weekend, that's a lot of netball to play, isn't it? So, if you can try and run as little as possible, then that's the aim of the game, isn't it?
Absolutely. Great words from a centre player there.
Yeah, from a centre court player.
There's a
Don't make me run anymore.
There's a shooter. That's what I try to do all the time.
Yeah, please don't make me run up and down the court any more than I need to.
Another sly little pop there from Lauren Evans.
Great stretch.
Oh, and a great lean again from Sarah Langford to get the rebounds. And Chloe Evans really spreading the defence of West Wales Phoenix by running the long run to the back line.
It's just the patience then to take it back and not force it in on that first ball.
Yeah,
just
wonderful
control in their
triangle
game.
work.
Yeah.
There is Chloe Evans again, straight into Chloe James. And
the
we were
vision that
talking.
those two have together are brilliant.
We were talking about it earlier, Nat and I, about how shooters always know where the back line is, always know where to put your feet.
Yeah.
Same as midcourt, always know where that circle line is. You never know you got to go offside.
Unless you're a wing defence, I feel like, sadly, us wing defences do overcommit ever so slightly at times.
Oh, that's unlucky. It's great play on the wing defence then.
Well, Coastal Heat have taken a 1-goal lead over West Wales Phoenix. It is 6-5. Lauren Evans screaming for that ball, but does pull contact from Meg Baker-Rees.
Here she goes. Nothing but net.
Beautiful shot.
What a wonderful shot. Lovely take from Lewis Howell. Oh, and Lauren Evans gets pulled for jumping into Sarah Langford because she did take her landing space, which is a very good umpire call from Kath Murray. Very experienced umpire, Catherine Murray. Coastal Heat just currently forcing the ball a little bit, aren't they, girls? They're not really working their way up to circle edge.
They were really using those triangles lovely, and then now it's kind of, now they've taken that lead or they're drawing, you know, the pressure's kind of starting to set in and those long bombs are coming in and not quite paying off for them.
So they're not the tallest of circles with about two Chloes, but Chloe James knew Chloe Evans was coming, but so was Emma Roberts and Josie Sivak. Sivak is very tall.
Yeah. They're just trying
but
to go
you
too fast.
don't always notice it because she's very army.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't probably put that kind of long ball in against her. They do have great vision, these Coastal Heat girls.
Great patience there. Lovely little dinky pass.
And there is Chloe James again to take the score to 9-6. Or 8-6, my apologies. A lot of these players played together for years down in Swansea leagues and in West Wales leagues. So it's hard. Is it hard or is it easy to play against someone you know how they play?
I think it's sometimes harder actually. I think, but then again we're in the third weekend of this tournament, and actually, you know, you've watched everyone play. You know, even if you play against each other, you know, in a league, you've seen everyone play now.
That's very true. So you know everyone's little tips and tricks. Well, at the end
Whether
of that
you can
first,
stop them or not. Question.
At the end of the first quarter there, between Coastal Heat and West Wales Phoenix, Coastal Heat have taken the lead by 1 goal, playing 8-7. What a start, though. West Wales Phoenix really taking that start, wouldn't they? 4 goals up.
Yeah.
But what a comeback by Coastal Heat.
Yeah, I think you know, Phoenix really showed their class there in the first 5 minutes of that game, and just perhaps let it slip defensively. But then again, in the last couple of minutes, defensively they were stopping Heat, bringing that ball in and forcing those long bombs.
Yeah, definitely both had moments in that quarter. It's just, I think at the end they were just trying to force it too much going in, so Coastal Heat couldn't capitalise on some of the ball their defence were winning for them, so we'll see how it goes next quarter.
Absolutely. So for this quarter time talk then from from the West Wales coach first, would you be thinking of bringing it back to basics, of trying to be more fancy, of not giving those long bombs, of what would you expect from a coach if you were watching that first quarter?
I think take your time. What you were doing was working. Let's not try and be too fancy. Play your own game. Not try and speed it up too much. Ball side, meet the ball, look after each other, I think, is what I would be saying.
I think neither team settled, so it's, going back to those basics, playing your game and seeing how you can bring it through court, because both teams were getting to turnover in defence. It was just a bit too forced at times, so they're just making unforced errors and just not capitalising on what they probably could and pull away.
Absolutely. So we were seeing a lot of nice play from West Wales Phoenix to start that first quarter. They were taking it to circle edge really nicely and finding their players. And we obviously know Lauren Evans can shoot that ball from anywhere in that circle, so she is a bit of a weapon in there, isn't she?
Oh, goodness, yeah.
But for Coastal Heat, we can see Chloe James has got that eye in to give that ball wherever she is, because she knows that player is coming in. But maybe both teams need to settle down a little bit, because they are both a bit frantic at the minute. They're not doing the basic netball that just gives you that initial base of just nice play.
Just use your triangles, take your time, it's a long game, it's a long weekend, Look after each other, I think.
Absolutely, take the pace off that ball a little bit. Well, what a spicy start we're having to this game as well for the two West teams. This is game 4 of the first day of the finals weekend of the FleetEV National League. Coastal Heat versus West Wales Phoenix. And just as they come back onto the court, Coastal Heat are leading by 1 goal. We are going to scan for any changes on the court. I believe Sarah Langford has come out to goal defence, with Meg Baker-Rees going over to wing defence. For goalkeeper position in Coastal Heat, we have Liv Hollis. Maddie Newton has moved into the centre position, and Katie Davis comes on to goal shooter. So a lot of changes there for Coastal Heat.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Whereas West Wales have stayed the same.
Yeah, I'm surprised they took Chloe out of the goal shooter position. When I'm watching the previous weekend, she seemed to be the kind of anchor of that shooting end.
By going defence.
So it's surprising not to see her on court at the moment.
Yeah, sometimes you need to take someone out of the equation to try and make something different happen.
Yeah.
She might have just needed a little bit more time with the coach. Katie Davis can offer something very different, a different style of play.
And a great shot.
There you go.
And she
I'll
sinks
sit
her
down.
first shot.
Why wouldn't you have her on court?
But absolutely
great
drive in.
Late takeoff called for Chloe Evans, but what a wonderful drive it was to the baseline. Wendy Blethin, the head coach for Coastal Heat, making a number of changes.
Wow.
There is Maddie Newton.
Flying in for that one.
Flying in for the interception. Wendy Blethin on her feet in the far corner of your screen, the purple. Isn't one to sit down, Wendy Blethin? Here goes the long bomb. Oh, just short for Lauren Evans on that one.
I think her toes were just in and she was putting it up.
But they do turn it back over. Lewis Howell, the captain, gets that ball back in hand.
Great lean from the keeper.
They've got some arms in that D now, haven't they, though?
Oh, they're very army in there now. Sarah Langford, like I said, will go on every ball. And Liv Hollis is a force to be reckoned with as she calls her team defensively.
And up they go.
Well, Phoenix are back with a bang.
Definitely got a strong start to the quarters.
Strong start to both quarters, now taking the score to 9 apiece.
Another turnover. Oh.
But Josie Sivak pulled for being too far away from the back
You
line.
don't see that very often.
You don't see it very often, but it is almost the same as putting your foot on the line.
Yeah.
Exactly. I suppose it's not to give you an advantage in getting that extra little bit rather than 3 feet.
But she does win the ball back for her team.
A lovely through court there for Phoenix, driving through that centre third.
Using the defence well, aren't they? So the attack doesn't have to play all the way high up the court, so they're letting the defence bring the ball up court for them.
I mean, if your wing attack and goal attack are receiving it too high, you know, they're out of position and not feeding on that circle edge or driving into that D at the right time. So I think they're really capitalising on that. But
And
a slight miscommunication.
Enforced error there from Phoenix. Can Coastal Heat capitalise on this? Emily Edwards, another one of those quick feet pocket rockets. And Josie Sivak wins the turnover. Didn't realise it until now.
She's not making that mistake again with that foot on the line.
Absolutely not. Patience needed now. Footwork called again for West Wales Phoenix. Just that little shuffle with the ball. Lovely take from Emily Edwards.
Oh.
And Evans hits the deck, but does lose the ball at the same time. It's getting a bit messy now, girls.
It is slightly.
Breathe, girls. Breathe. That's what I'd be saying as a coach, you know. It's a tight game, but it's your unforced errors that lose you a game.
Absolutely. And you almost need someone to step in now and just take control. As a centre, would you be doing that, or would you expect someone else to do it?
I think communication-wise, as a centre court, you know, you're up and down both ends. If you can communicate just to breathe and take your time, I think that's key. Then again, I think I'm the worst for rushing.
No.
I think she agrees with you.
Yeah.
Well, there is Heat. It's Katie Davis putting that ball in the net to take the score to 10-11. Oh, what a ball that was.
Yeah, I think both teams
Lauren
just need to
Evans
settle. It's just getting a bit hectic out there.
Apologise for that one, didn't she? Yeah, you're right. It is getting very hectic out there at the moment. Someone really needs to take control. Jess Thomas saw that ball a mile off. Wanted it, didn't get it.
Everyone's committing defensively, but just attacking. I don't think they're meeting the ball quite as they should, really.
Now 11 apiece. For two teams that are from the same area, that play constantly together, that play constantly against each other, is this what you expect?
Well, you'd hope for a tight game, wouldn't you? You know, knowing what you're coming up against, even more so, and actually playing together in the same league as a team. I think that's
yeah, it's like a local derby, really, isn't it? So
it is a local
kind of
derby. You're totally right.
Extra little something to spur you on to want to take one down against them.
Wonderful triangle setup there from West Wales Phoenix. And Rachel Griffiths happy to put that in the net. 12 goals apiece. I think this is the tightest game we've had all day.
I think it is, yeah.
And we've had some tight ones.
We have, actually, yeah. It's been a great morning, really, of netball.
It's been a wonderful morning of netball.
What a beautiful feed in there.
Lovely shot.
Well, it's 13 goals to 12 to Coastal Heat, and neither team is letting up on any of this. Neck and neck.
Lovely feed in there.
Oh.
And up it
Both
goes.
shooting ends, very accurate, aren't they? And
So
you know, the
accurate.
feeds are getting better now. So to step up to the next level then for this game as teams, what are we looking at? Are we looking at defensively? Are we looking at through court play? What are we looking at as, what would you be thinking?
I think stopping defensively through mid-court, because both teams are bringing it through mid-court so well. If you can stop it before getting it to those long bomb shooters, I think that'd be what I'd be trying to do anyway.
And it's stopping before you get to circle edge, right? Because once you get to circle edge, it's almost impossible to stop that ball coming in. So you have to shut it down.
Especially now the shooters have got their angles right on their holds and, you know, driving on the baseline. Yeah, they've got their iron now, so you don't want to risk it even getting there if you can.
Absolutely.
Both shooters both ends have got holding shooters in, so you want to mix up that to keep them confused, not let them get too comfortable.
And you want to force that, don't you? Because
Yeah.
obviously you've got Rachel Griffiths on West Wales' side, who is very much a holding shooter, but Lauren Evans is quite a tall goal attack who can shoot from anywhere, so they're both threats. Whereas you look at the Coastal Heat side, where Chloe Evans can run a baseline in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
And Katie Davis can hold so strong.
Yeah.
So you've got threats in every position,
Yeah.
which is hard to mark.
yeah.
That's what you need, because in the defensive D, if you know one's not taking any shots, it's an easy pickings for you. So yeah, it's good that they've got both options and they're both getting them in. So it's great to see.
Well, Langford plays to Newton. Baker Reese again, that catalyst in the middle for Heat. And there is Katie Davis again. Again, no problem for her, and they take the score to 15-13 as Heat did turn over a Phoenix ball. So if they do manage this, they will be 3 goals up. But there might be a commentator's curse. That tends to happen quite often. Not this time.
There you go.
There goes Katie Davis. And time is
called.
called. And West Wales Phoenix are putting on
Is this going to be the change in the
centre.
calm, perhaps?
This might be the change to calm things down for them. On at centre comes Louise Davis. An experienced centre court player. Plays Division 1. Down in West Wales and Swansea. Has the nicknames of Peach because of
really?
the tips.
Of
Was
course.
PG Tips. Now it's
That's
just Peach.
brilliant. That's a great nickname to have as a centre court player as well. Not even supposed to get the tips.
That's what you want, isn't it, from centre court? All the turnovers.
Exactly. I think both defending ends are working really hard for both teams. It's just that defensive down court. I think just stopping it getting there.
The movement of ball through court for every team is so fast that the work rate at the either end is high, isn't it?
Exactly. So the defence are working really hard to turn over that ball, but it's just, I know the attackers are running a lot, but can you pop the arms up in the centre court and try and pressure that a little bit more?
Absolutely. Well, at half-time here at game 4 of the day, Coastal Heat lead 17 goals to 14 goals of West Wales Phoenix. So not a massive difference in the scoring there. Only 3 goals in it, but Coastal Heat put 9 on the board in comparison to West Wales Phoenix's 7. So only 2 goals of difference, as we can see. But like we've just been talking about, that movement of play through court, it's almost as if each team is letting that play come through court and doing all the work in that defensive or shooting end, in that goal third. So it's all about stopping the play in the middle.
Exactly, and I think, the defence are always working hard, and I'm sure Lizzie will agree with me, when you're working hard as a defender and it's coming at you at that speed, there's not a lot you can do about it. So if we can slow it down in the centre court, I think that would really help you out.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a full team defence, so slow it down as much as possible, and we'll try and do our bit of the back end.
Absolutely, and as much work as you can slow down for those defence, like you were saying, it's much easier to do, because once we hit that circle edge, it's difficult to interject that ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's about stepping up to that 3-foot guard. It's about using your body and tracking your players and taking out as many players as you can from the game. And I think that's the case for both teams at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. But perhaps, they're coming through the centre of the court so well in that middle channel as well. Perhaps pushing them wide and forcing those diagonal balls in rather than landing on the D.
And maybe looking for those flies as well, because we're seeing our
looking for those flies.
both defensive circles are a bit stuck in their areas and playing maybe as more as individuals, not as like a unit.
Yeah, and I think some of them are spatial defenders rather than man-on, so they should probably be using that to their advantage and kind of maybe not even letting them in the circle if you can get it.
Yeah, there was definitely a change in that second quarter. There was less people going for flies that we saw in the first quarter, so there was definitely tactics changing in that one, but we'll see what comes in the next.
It was very
quarter.
tactical, wasn't it? There was a lot of man-on-man play. There was a lot of just sticking to people and not really using your eyes as much to go for those longer balls. So maybe a little bit more of open vision would be good.
Yeah, the umpires are definitely having a job controlling some of that. It got quite physical at times. So
very physical. A lot of taking it on the body, a lot of putting their bodies into work. But I guess we'll see now if the coaches decide to make any different changes of personnel. Becky Scott is again messing with that post, isn't she? She is relentless.
She is not happy with that. If she could lower it a foot, that'd be great.
You don't need it after your win, girls, after that last win that you got. Who needs a lower post?
Exactly. Make it higher. The shooters will kill me for saying that.
Yeah. They are just double checking that everything was all right with that post, because obviously we can't have different posts at different ends.
Yeah, exactly.
There are standard regulations and rules for the posts. Height, width of the net. But I think what Becky's main issue is that it's quite a wobbly post.
Yeah, a bit of movement in it.
But she seems to be quite happy with it now until the next quarter, maybe.
Perhaps it's twisting ever so slightly.
Moving around after every ball. Could be the case. Well, just as we wait for these girls to get back onto the court, let's remind you of the next fixtures through the day. Game 5 at 2:15 is Northeast Inferno versus Valley Volcanoes, and you do not want to miss that game.
What
girls,
a game that is going to be.
They have not yet met each other on court this season. No. They're going to play today and they're going to play tomorrow.
Exactly. So this is kind of a warm-up, let's see what you've got game, make a statement, I think.
That will be an incredible match, and I, for one, am very excited to watch that one.
Yeah. I think everyone will be on their edge of their seats.
Absolutely. There will be a full crowd of people watching that match at 2:15. Then game 6 is Northwest Fury versus City Flames. Another interesting game, especially after your win over City Flames. Yeah. And after Valley Volcanoes' match against Fury this morning, which was also a very close match.
Yeah.
Fury have brought the heat.
Exactly. Fury brought the heat, and City Flames will be looking to redeem themselves, really, won't they? So
Absolutely.
I think they'll both come with a bit of grit and a bit of determination, wanting to go into playoffs.
Definitely will. Game 7 at 16:48 is Southeast Blaze and West Wales Phoenix. And the last game of the day will be Coastal Heat and you guys, Power Sparks.
Here we go.
Out for your third win.
Third win,
hopefully.
Fingers crossed, hopefully.
Let's get Phoenix timing right now and we'll go again later.
Oh, you've got
Phoenix,
a lot of
keep them running, please.
You've got a big gap between games, so you've got some time to rest and recover and get your body moving.
Yeah, exactly. I think luckily we've got a physio on our team, and I can see one of our players getting massage at the moment. So,
are you jealous now?
Yeah, I'm going down after. There'll be a line across the court.
I'll join you after, it's fine. Okay, so the girls are taking on back to the court and just scanning for some changes. West Wales Phoenix, I believe, have stayed exactly the same.
Oh, great.
It's clearly working for them. Just looking for Coastal Heat players. So Liv Hollis, I believe, has stayed in that goalkeeper position. The only changes for them is at wing attack is Megan Thomas, and at centre position is Lydia Grice.
Beautiful shot there.
Katie Davis, again, so accurate.
I think that's what you need from your shooters, confidence in order to pop those balls up when you need them.
Megan Thomas happy to recycle that ball. Not quite happy with the position of her shooters. And that's important, isn't it? When you are not happy with that position, when you're playing in mid-court, when you're playing, wing attack centre, recycle. Recycle,
go again. I think that's, and give them time. And I think that's an indication to your shooters of going, I can't see you. I think the shooters may think they're in space, but with the defenders we've seen today and throughout the whole competition, you're never on your own in that D.
Absolutely. And your mid-courters can definitely see what's going on around you better than you can.
Exactly.
So definitely listen to them. So there goes Coastal Heat on another turnover. Chloe Evans. Over to Megan Thomas. Again, recycling that ball. That's the smarts of her, but couldn't quite find her again, Meg Big-Reese. Jess Thomas.
Defence bringing you up court, lovely there.
Oh, Liv Hollis, lovely work. But replay ball called. And there is Lauren Evans.
Up she goes again.
Such a good shot.
Never get tired of seeing that, do you?
No. And it's nothing but net every time,
swoosh.
Isn't it?
That's what they were changing the post for, to get a better net for her.
Yeah. They're just trying to make sure the post is actually working, or is it just Lauren Evans is shooting?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no magnet in the ball.
Chloe Evans answers. Takes the score to 20 goals to 15. Breaking called for Lewis Howell. So Phoenix will be able to capitalize this, hopefully.
And there she goes again.
She does not stop. Coastal Heat really spreading out this play, happy to swing the ball from one side of the circle to the other without having to give the ball away, so they can open up their play and open up their players.
Exactly, and I think I am seeing though that, you know, some of their attacking play is all on one side of the court, so that swing is really opening up that circle and allowing the shooters to turn and hold front rather than behind their player.
.21 goals, plays 16. Here goes Phoenix. Lewis Howell really having to force that ball in.
Yeah.
Not many options for her. But they do get the throw in. Not sure who that was expected to be, but I do believe Grice got a little fingertip on that ball.
Just
Can
checking
she
she's
go
in the
again?
D.
Yeah.
Lauren Evans didn't quite get her hand on that, but Sarah Langford was there. And there she is again. And
She's
again.
great at bringing it up court, isn't she? And
Oh, there's that tip.
Great tip.
exactly. PG at it again.
Oh, one umpire overruled by the other due to something happening after the first call.
Lauren really calling for that ball then.
Lauren Evans playing her socks off, running around for this ball. Oh, and contact call for Rachel Griffiths. It's back and forth, girls.
Honestly,
That's a
see,
coach
this is
killer.
the problem as a centre court. You know, you're running backwards and forwards.
You're complaining.
Yeah, it's my job.
A bit of patience required here from Coastal Heat.
Just rushing that last pass into the D.
Katie Davis, a shooter, maybe moving a little bit too early onto that ball. Maybe could have held the space just a little bit longer to protect it.
And I think, you know, perhaps an out and in from Chloe Evans would have worked better, only because, you know, she was doubled there, wasn't she? It's a hard pass.
Katie Davis!
Layup.
Absolutely.
She's pleased with that one, isn't she?
Everyone's pleased with that one.
She can't quite believe it herself. She can't quite believe that herself. And the bench go wild. The crowd in here all go wild for that one. She's barely on the court.
Tides are turning.
Absolutely brilliant play.
I think we can make a
Lizzie,
meme.
watch out for the layups in the next game,
We
please.
can make a meme out of her face from that one, can't we? That was incredible.
It was almost disbelief and impressed. All at the same time.
And Chloe Evans
Brilliant.
answers
They're
anything
really
you can
pulling
do.
away.
I can do better. Again, patience required, but 3 seconds called. I would expect from Coastal Heat now a little bit more backup from their defence. They did start bringing it up a lot more through court, didn't they, their defence in the start of the game, but now they're a bit hanging back a bit.
Get a bit tired.
I think
Second half.
Yeah, and I think it's perhaps, you know, the timing of their defence coming up as well.
Yeah, definitely. But what we're not seeing from either side really is that defensive backup on the transfers line. You're not seeing once that ball hits circle edged, the defense start to back off a little bit. Whereas, where's the option then for the reset?
Exactly, and also the positioning on that transverse line. You know, you don't want to be just behind. You want to be kind of in the middle channel if you can, in order to swing it to both sides.
Oh, Emma Roberts, she saw that.
And that came
Katie
straight back
Davis.
to her.
There is no missing from her right now, and it's 25 goals to 17.
Yeah, she's definitely
Emma
got her
Roberts.
confidence up after that, off the back line there.
I think I would as well.
There goes
Great
Josie
arms
Seaback
there.
again for that turnover.
Great defence bringing it up through court there.
She's trying to go for it again.
Oh, Emma Roberts going up for that again and winning the turnover. Here come Westville's Phoenix again.
They've just got no options coming forward at the minute and trying to force it. That was a bit more patience for them going back, but they are
Much
struggling.
better.
Then
But
they,
much better from Jess Thomas coming through court then, wasn't
Yeah,
it? To support that
exactly.
and giving the options then to Lewis Howell
yeah,
and Louise Davis.
just a bit more patience than we've seen.
And allowing your shooters to actually be in the D. You know, that's what you want, really.
That's what you want. You got to keep them at home, aren't you, really?
Look after them a little bit. Cradle them in that D.
And Kath Murray just wanting to make sure that the bibs are on. They are a trip hazard.
They are.
Yeah, no injuries this weekend is the aim of the game.
We don't want any this weekend. No broken arms, no
No.
surgeries.
Please.
Especially from you
I've
lot.
banned Lizzie from jumping over 3 feet.
We made it back for the last round. Went down first round, so we're back for here.
Yeah, there you are.
Missed one. We'll go again.
That's a decent turnaround for a broken arm.
Yeah, so I had the cast off the week of the second round, but I don't think I was quite ready to be on court, but we're here now.
Well, here go Phoenix again, trying to take that ball, but just tipped by Coastal Heat.
Working hard in that circle, getting around those attackers.
Definitely. Oh, and Katie Davis
Contact call.
pulls the contact call from Josie Sivak and takes that winning shot as well. Westville's Phoenix will have another go before the clock runs down.
And time.
And time on that third quarter. So Coastal Heat 26, West Wales Phoenix 19. Oh, this game just keeps bringing and bringing, doesn't it? It's just so many different forms of play, so many different styles of play. We see players bringing the ball, we see players tipping the ball.
Oh,
Thoughts?
it's been absolutely brilliant to watch, and both teams are evidently, you know, putting their all into every single ball that's on court. It just needs to just chill ever so slightly. But then when it's this close of a game, it's going to be nervy.
Definitely, but what I think the main aspect of that game is, of that quarter, West Wales Phoenix scored 5 goals compared to Coastal Heat, who scored 9.
Yeah.
So Coastal
that
Heat
is-
were just able to settle a bit better in that one compared to Phoenix, so they have a little bit more of a gap than we saw at half time. And then with the flair or that goal, I think that got everyone up a bit on
Everyone
their
got
feet.
excited.
If you needed a confidence boost, that's the one, isn't it?
That's all you need, and the tide's
Raise
turning.
your team,
yeah.
doesn't it? Raise the team, absolutely.
I think Phoenix are kind of struggling to feed their shooters ever so slightly because their defence are bringing it up brilliantly. It's just that last third, they're getting a little bit stuck into their shooters.
Absolutely. So instead of looking to kind of force that ball in, they need to keep being patient with it, keep moving it around a little bit like
Exactly.
Coastal Heat are doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reset, go again, use those triangles because they've got the shooters in the D to do the job. So let's just
And
get
they've
it
got
to
that
them.
height in there as well, haven't they? So maybe is Rachel Griffiths doing a little bit too much in there because she just still be, standing still, holding her space a bit more instead of
Yeah.
trying to run so
Try and
much?
do some screens perhaps and rotate that circle ever so slightly just to make it clearer for the feeders.
Well, Phoenix haven't changed their 7 apart from one position in the middle since they started. Would you expect to see some more changes from them?
Potentially, I think they've got quite a strong starting 7. I mean, I think, for Phoenix, their starting 7 started most games. So they evidently like those combinations. I think perhaps some fresh legs in that attacking third would do them the world of good.
especially with all the games that we're talking about that you have over the
Exactly.
weekend.
Yeah. And maybe Laura, is it Lauren, the goal attack,
Yes.
dropping back to shooter, just give her, because she will put it up from anywhere, so it's just allowing her that time to breathe and
A
get
bit of
her
a
eye
break.
in and bring the
Yeah.
ball to her.
Because Lewis
yeah.
Howell can always, she's a great goal attack. She can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've seen it in centre and goal and wing attack and goal attack, and we've seen it
Yeah.
all over the court.
So
but
versatile.
yeah, very versatile. But they do have a range of players that they can pull in from anywhere. But they do also have quite a depth in centre court as well. So I guess we'll see what
Yeah.
Helen Thomas and Wendy Lewis, head coaches for West Wales Phoenix, feel like doing. As they come back onto the court, Catherine Murray will bring the ball over. Coastal Heat have made changes of their own. Chloe Evans has taken... No, she's not. Chloe Evans is still on court, but Chloe James has also come back on court. Chloe James is back in that goal shooter position. You mentioned that you were a bit shocked to see her off the court, but were they maybe resting
there
her?
We go.
Or
She's back, you know. Let's see how it goes.
we've got
Saving her for later, perhaps.
Hopefully not.
maybe, yeah, absolutely, because they're going against you lot.
Exactly.
Liv Hollis has come out to goal defence, and Sarah Langford is having a little bit of a break and put back into goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Maddie Newton in at wing defence. And West Wales Phoenix have decided to keep their 7 the same. And a little tip there from Liv Hollis.
Just got such great range that she can get to those.
Liv Hollis is quite a silent assassin, isn't she? She can.
Oh,
You don't expect her to be there, but she will be there, and she'll take that ball off
Exactly.
you.
And super clean with it as well, you know. Every tip she's got, there's never a contact call.
Chloe James hits the deck. It is up, and she's all right.
Oh, good.
Josie Sivak has retrieved the ball from outside, so it's very important to clean the shoes. Here you go, Phoenix. A long ball over from Roberts to Thomas, but is called for replay.
Come the
Slinos-
new rules, I think she would have been okay with that one, but
I
not
think
quite
so
yet.
as well, but Slinos Jones, the umpire, deemed her to be in control of the ball on that first catch. Maybe wasn't in control of her feet, though.
No.
Phoenix taking ball to body. Really working hard to get that ball up. And where
lovely
is that
reset, though.
reset? Where would you
Exactly.
expect your goal defence to be?
Yeah, you want to be a little bit higher on court. I know, you know, that they had the wing defences back up there, but she was doubled. So then you want your goal defence to come and, you know, use that push and pull.
And a footwork call for West Wales' centre, Louise Davis. And Liv Hollis almost took the ball away from her own team. Maddie Newton has great elevation, doesn't she, in her jump for a small thing.
Honestly, you know,
Up she
and she
goes.
floats. She stays there for a long time somehow. I haven't quite mastered that yet.
Just hang your body in the
Yeah.
air.
It's here now, and it's the patience
And Lauren Evans has decided to stay behind her shooter instead of going for a little pop. Obviously more comfortable in that shooting range.
I don't think she was quite prepared for the ball to come at her at that height, though.
Just off on that, and Langford picks up the rebound again with those long arms. So Heat have now taken the score to 27-19. Phoenix yet to score in this first quarter.
It's a game
Last
that attacking third, isn't it? It's they're just struggling to see their shooters ever so slightly.
The ball
Oh, a
moves
lovely
so
tip
quickly,
there.
doesn't it, through court, and you get to attacking third, and both defensive ends are working so hard.
Yeah, it's gone a bit hectic again from both sides. There's turnover across the court, so Coastal Heat have kind of lost their composure a little bit and need to settle down again.
And as defensive players on occasions, how what is it like when a shooter doesn't really get the ball in the net, or they can't really get into there and you've just turned the ball over?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite disheartening, but also I can't shoot, so I'm not going to judge them. But as long as they go for every rebound, I
Very
don't mind.
diplomatic of you, Chloe. Well done.
It's when I'm dying and they're saying, Chloe, you're very quiet this game. He's like, yes, I'm very tired this game.
Oh. Well, Lydia Grice saw the space Chloe Evans wanted, but couldn't quite place the ball there. So Phoenix will go again. Louise Davis coming up high for that ball, and Jess Thomas now will bring it down court.
Now here, recycle and go.
And a sneaky little bounce pass for Lauren Evans for a little 1-2, but just outran her feet. And here is Liv Hollis again, taking it through court. Coastal Heat running into their own players all over the court. Chloe James wanting to give that back, but couldn't quite get there. So
And
she'll
sets herself
put it
down.
up herself. Well, 28-20 now the score. Still relatively close, but they are starting to take it away now, aren't they, Coastal Heat?
Yeah. I think they've just composed themselves in the last couple of quarters where Phoenix have kind of, just struggled in that attacking end ever so slightly and rushed those feeds in.
2 points on the board this quarter for Phoenix.
Yeah, they're still very much on it. It's only 7 goals in 5 minutes of play.
4 turnovers, and
That's
it's a
nothing.
win, isn't it?
You can't get comfortable at all because
4
we saw City
turnovers,
come
you're
back in our
absolutely
last
right.
quarter. So
Absolutely
Yeah.
right, 4 turnovers, and that's all it is. But statistically, the first ball you give after a turnover is the first ball you give away.
Yes. I do that a lot.
So it's that ball you have to protect, isn't it? You have to
Exactly.
turn it over and just settle yourself
Exactly.
down.
Well, that's what we've kind of worked on at Sparks, and the fact that, our defence works so hard. Let's try and look after the turnovers we do get, and I think every team is probably saying the exact same thing. Let's look after it.
treasure the ball you've got.
When you're given 50% possession, you have to earn the other 50%, don't you?
Exactly. Exactly. It's an attacking game, but you win with your defence, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. Look at all these analogies coming out. Here goes Lauren Evans again, and she sinks that one. 22-29, the score here on the last quarter of game 4. But Chloe James will answer.
And up she goes.
Bit more fluidity in Coastal Heat's play on this quarter. Phoenix playing a little bit static at the moment, taking the ball standing still.
All running into the same space ever so slightly. And up she goes.
Oh,
Beautiful
Rachel
shot.
Griffiths for that shot. Lovely work. Still 7 in it. 3 minutes.
What a beautiful take there.
On the board. But Chloe James is not letting up. Time called for Coastal Heat's wing attack, and Emily Edwards comes onto the court with those fast feet and faster hands. Oh, Sarah Langford was ready for that ball. Not quite on there for Lauren Evans. And she seems a bit disheartened with herself.
Yeah, I think when you're so consistent with every other game, I think, everyone's heads can drop ever so slightly, can't they? So I think, get slightly close to that post if you can, and sink some easy balls.
Easy balls.
Because shooting's easy, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is. It's like bread and butter. It's easy as a centre pass. But it's team cohesion, isn't it? It's about everyone picking themselves up and keeping going, because this battle is not won yet.
No, and I think it's, if you do notice someone's head's down, it's a team sport. Let's pick each other back up and go again.
Yeah, there's 6 other players on court that just need to hoist them back up and get the mood going.
And Lauren Evans is working very hard to get it through to her shooter.
She is doing a lot of ball work to get the ball through court, isn't she?
Yeah.
Rehandling ball, replaying ball for Liv Hollis. So she might get another chance at this. Rachel Griffiths now with a long one. She can't quite believe that one, but the bench love it.
Yeah, see if one shooter drops a little bit, the other one's there to bring it straight back.
Absolutely. And there is Emily Edwards and Chloe James's quick hands. Again, we need that someone to pace the game, don't we? It's getting very back and forth, very messy.
Yeah. And with another game this afternoon, you know, it gets tiring awfully quickly.
Awfully quickly. Lydia Grice to Edwards. Oh, and Josie Sivak read that so well, being so tall as well.
And getting
down
so
low.
Just hope her attack and reward her for that now.
Yeah.
No pressure. But Sarah Langford.
Oh, those arms.
She answers the call, and the ball is quickly down.
Oh, and
Josie Sivak again.
Oh,
and Emma
brilliant.
Roberts this time.
That's great take.
Battle
really
of the
need to reward the
defences.
defence.
Oh, what a final few minutes of this game. Game 4. Coastal Heat versus West Wales Phoenix. Final score 32-24. Girls, final comments from you on that game.
I mean, the defence really shone through on that game. I know there were some great long bombs and a lovely layup, but I think the defence really worked hard that game.
Yeah, I think it's a great game. I think it was so tight to start, but I think both teams have got stuff they can take away from that. They neither really settled fully in that, and they got unforced errors that they can build on moving into their games this afternoon.
Absolutely. Well, things for both coaches to take home for that one for their next game this afternoon, but what a game it was. We will be back with you for the next game of the day, 2:15. Northeast Inferno play Valley Volcanoes, and like we said, do not miss
Here we
this
go.
game.